Mm. I was thinking about a song this morning. It doesn't have words. Can't get it out of my head. It's Coltrane. It's a sentimental in a sentimental mood. Just keeps playing over in my head. I don't know why. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Lolo's Lounge. Hi, Neil. Hi, Oomph. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Lee. Yeah, I was just thinking about John Coltrane. It's playing over in my head. Like that little run up. Do 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 do. It just plays over and over in my head. Oh, what a strange weekend. Hi, Badger. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Monday. It's so incredible. Is it Monday? It's Monday. I was eating toast and cheese for breakfast. I was really hungry. Hi, butterflies. How are you? And reflecting on ghosts. Saw a lot of ghosts this weekend. And then I turned my head, and they were gone. It's funny when you turn your head, ghosts disappear. It's a good thing. But beware of ghosts that act nice, because those ghosts may turn around and haunt you. Anyway, good morning. Good morning, Jane. How are you? Yeah, ghosts. A lot of ghosts around. Because there was no trivia on Saturday, I went online and played trivia by myself. And Carla and GP cheated anyway. Damn. Yeah, those damn ghosts. Boy, they sure try to fool people that they're normal. That they're normal ghosts. And some people seem to be falling for it. And that's okay. I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't have a ghost in that fight. I am the ghost. So I turned my head and looked another way. And those other ghosts disappeared. Oh, there's echo? Ah, thank you. Wonder why. Hold on. We'll check it. I bet you. Let's see how bad it is. Let's see how bad it. Oh, you know what YouTube does? It brings you immediately to like some weird things. Like people already like you didn't choose that. You didn't choose that. Oh wait, I gotta hear it. Hold on, I'll turn this off. That's annoying. I wonder if that's any better. I'm good. The weekend was fine, Neil. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And we all survived. That's what matters. Is there still an echo? Boy, there really is. Oh my god. Testing. Okay, I know what's happening. Testing. Okay, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. Testing. Okay, I know what's happening. Testing. Okay, I know what's happening. Yeah, I know I could duet. Yes. Is that any? I think I got it right. I think I got rid of the. I think I got rid of the echo. I'm the shit. Okay? Can I just tell you that? I'm the motherfucking shit. Why am I single? Why? Why? I'm like amazing. I do everything perfectly. No, I don't. I'm a really nice person. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm really pissed off because I want to be. Yeah, that must be it. I must put out the vibe. Oh, whatever. That's fine. Same old shit. Hi, Pepper. Good morning, everybody. Boy, it's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a busy week. All the equipment's going to have to work really well because it's going to be a very busy week. We've got, fuck, man. We've got Supreme Court is listening to stuff. We've got congressional fucking hearings. Yeah, you know that tune? You know that tune, babe? Yeah. I'm just confused. I'm confused on what is actually valued in this world. I'm learning it's not what I'm offering. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be so busy. And yeah, I am going to do the hearings. Yep, I'm going to air the hearings. I was just going to say that, Max. Good morning, Max. I'm going to do the hearings and they start like a half an hour earlier than my show does. Tomorrow. Butterflies, they start tomorrow. So yeah. It's gonna be a busy bit. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm just I was looking for a place to run this weekend. I'm gonna run away, I think. And just fuck it. Fuck it all. Let's see. So the Senate, oh god. The Senate this afternoon is gonna be um the Senate is going to be doing that Lake and Riley Act vote this afternoon, which is bullshit. So I kind of want to see that. That's at noon though, my time. I don't know. We'll probably come back for that. Who knows? We could still be live. You never know. Oh yeah. So there's no committee or anything today. So today it's a good day to catch up on all the reading that we have. I have a bunch of reading to do. So I think I have a video. Let me see. Let's see here. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? Only Carla cheated. GB, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, darling. Good morning. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, they do for some of them. I don't think they have the votes like, well, I don't know. I don't know what's been going on. How many times did they promise not to show the naked pictures of them at the Motel 6 in Poughkeepsie? I don't know. I don't know. What's the point if they're all going to be automatically advanced? Bernie versus RFK Jr. might be worth watching. Hi, Iggy. Oh, be safe driving. Be safe driving. Everyone's saying hello. Yeah. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Wait, there was one thing. What was I going to look for? Oh, shoot. Do, 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 do. Oh, I know. I know. I have some videos for us to watch, little clippy clips. Actually, speaking of which, we've got a 2-minute thing right here. I can show you. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope your day's good. I hope. Hi, Karen. How are you, darling? So good to see you. Welcome, welcome. They have the Senate 53 to 47. How many votes? How many voted are needed to confirm? Isn't it just a majority or is it 2/3? No, it's majority, right? It's majority. Is that true? I don't know. And then I've got a bunch of stuff for us to read. I've got like 5, 6 things lined up for us to read. I think the claims about all the votes being secured might be an attempt at cooling off the resistance to them. Yeah, maybe. I guess. Well, no. Well, yes. Yes. The Hollywood sign change to Trump was right. Yeah, Karen, I'm going to tell you. I can't even tell you how tired I am after I can't even watch the fire information anymore. I can't do it. I can't. I can listen to my alerts on my phone and if I need to move then I will, which I of course don't. I hate them all. I have a lot of hatred. It's funny. I never thought I'd grow up with so much hatred in my heart, but sometimes I really, really have it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you fuck with people that fucked with me, I fucking have written you off already. So I'm really upset. There's people fucking with people that fucked with me and acting like they're normal people. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you do that, you have absolutely lost me. I don't ask much, but I do ask some respect. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let me show you this. Here we go. Here we go.
This morning, some of President-elect Trump's cabinet nominees are gearing up to face lawmakers. 14 nominees are scheduled for Senate confirmation hearings this week, including former Fox News host Pete Hegseth, who's nominated for Secretary of Defense. Hegseth spent several days on Capitol Hill last month working to drum up support.
What they want to do to make sure that department is properly oriented for the threats of the world and make sure that we're putting the warfighters first.
At least one Democrat on the Senate Armed Services Committee who's skeptical on Hegseth's qualifications for the job wants more detail on his background.
You look at his personal conduct, especially when he was managing Veterans for Freedom and Concerned Veterans of America.
This morning, some of President-elect Trump's cabinet nominees are gearing up to face lawmakers. 14 nominees are scheduled for Senate confirmation hearings this week, including former Fox News host Pete Hegseth, who's nominated for Secretary of Defense. Hegseth spent several days on Capitol Hill last month working to drum up support.
What they want to do to make sure that department is properly oriented for the threats of the world and make sure that we're putting the warfighters first.
At least one Democrat on the Senate Armed Services Committee who's skeptical on Hegseth's qualifications for the job wants more detail on his background.
You look at his personal conduct, especially when he was managing Veterans for Freedom and Concerned Veterans of America.
I'm doing it on purpose.
These two organizations were financially mismanaged. There was reports of being intoxicated on the job and creating an environment, where there was, some issues with.
How about you're just not fucking qualified?
Harassment.
Republican Senator John Barrasso disagrees with Kelly, saying Hegseth, who denies the allegations against him, is the right man for the job.
Well, he certainly has the qualities that we need to lead the Pentagon. He knows about a fit fighting force. He is very qualified, in my opinion.
What's his educational background? Like, does he have strategy? No,
also
he
doesn't.
doesn't.
This week, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Trump's Homeland Security Secretary pick, and his pick for Attorney General Pam Bondi. Trump's other nominees are still waiting for their hearings to be set. Republicans have 53 seats in the Senate, meaning nominees do not need Democratic votes, but they also cannot afford to lose more than 2 Republicans. ABC News Washington Bureau Chief and Political Director Rick Klein says that beyond the personalities, to look out for the policy substance.
I think these next couple of days are going to begin to flesh out.
I know a lot of penises that went to fucking Princeton. There's nothing special about them.
A handful of Republican senators have also told Trump's transition team they are preparing the nominees for tough questions to avoid any significant surprises. Meanwhile,
Oh my
Democrats are
God.
hoping
Why
to get
are we
these
acting
nominees
like
on record
I'm
and hold
actually
them
going to
accountable
end
on
up.
Trump's agenda. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News.
Nicole, you're a cunt. Nobody asks anyone any questions. No one asks anyone any questions. No one. No one. No one. No one. There's no journalism anymore. This cunt went to fucking some communications program in some fucking Southern university and is now like, meh, 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 I read what I write. Meh. I fucking hate everybody. How about that? I fucking hate everybody. I'm so mad. Oh my God. I know. Thank you, Oren. I would stay in bed. I'm going to go back to bed, I think, after this. Ah, I'm sorry. I'm just in a really, 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 really bad mood. Let's see here. What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? Oh, God, I'm gonna, well, no, I'll talk about it later. See if there's anything good. No, 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 no. Okay, that's fine. I'll read something. It's okay. It's all right. Let's see. Really trying to be cheerful. Morning all. Max Flower. They are all in on SMRs. We were warned about the use and proliferation of those years ago. What's that? What's an SMR? Some more news did a good recent video about AI content. I like him, Cody Johnson. Oh, I haven't seen that, Max. I'll pull that up. I'm going to visit my mother-in-law. I just got a text that I have to wear a mask because there's some kind of lung virus going around. Oh, Jim, I'm so sorry. God. It's just terrible. The concept of a plan. Yeah. So this I thought, okay, I don't know too much about this person. Okay, I don't know anything about this Substack. I saw this shared. I can't even remember where I saw it shared. I saw it shared on Twitter, I think. No, Blue Sky. And so this person is, I don't know who this person is. I don't know if it's maybe not for the lounge. Oh, well, Max, I'll take a look at it and see if we could break it up or something. But I'll find the link. I'll find the link to it. Small modular reactors. Is that like a nuclear reactor thing or what's that? So this is somebody's Substack. Now, I don't know. It just was interesting to me. So I am not actually promoting the veracity of this Substack because, frankly, Substacks are like your opinion in long form. Are you talking about my piece on SMRs? No, I don't think so. Wait. Are you what? No. What? No, I'm not talking about that. Do you mean whatchamacallit? Tom? I don't know. I don't know if he is. So this came across my transom yesterday. Yeah, it probably is RSV. Elon Musk and X's role in the 2024 election interference. The Confessions of a Concerned Bird. And that's what this person's Substack is, The Concerned Bird. This is from January 10th. To whom it may concern. Again, I'm just I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and read it. And then, well, I don't know. I mean, it's not verified. This is not verified information. So I guess I'm sharing unverified information with you. I would like to read that. Can you link in the comments? My daughter in Pennsylvania is, oh no, RSV. Oh, I'm writing this with a heavy heart and know a small amount of fear. As a former formerly Twitter employee on an H-1B visa, aren't they H-1B? Okay. I can't reveal my identity without risking everything, but I can't stay silent any longer about what I saw and what I was made to do. When Elon Musk took over, everything changed. What started as a social media company became something much darker. I was part of a team that was directly ordered to manipulate Twitter systems to influence the 2024 presidential election. It wasn't subtle and it wasn't ethical. We completely changed how the algorithm worked, pushing pro-Trump and right-wing posts to the top of people's feeds. To make it look balanced, we also boosted some left-wing critics of Democrats, but it was all carefully calculated. These changes didn't just affect Americans, they impacted users worldwide. One of the most disturbing things we did was create thousands of fake accounts using advanced AI systems called Grok and Eliza. These accounts look completely real and push political messages that spread like wildfire. Haven't you noticed they all disappeared like magic? We also knowingly allowed foreign governments to manipulate the platform. State-backed groups from Israel, Iran, and Russia were running their own influence campaigns because their goals aligned with ours, and we looked the other way. Even when they clearly broke the rules, we didn't stop them. Perhaps the most unethical part was how we manufactured news stories. One team would write completely fake articles, while another team would artificially boost their engagement metrics to make them go viral. We specifically targeted certain groups of people knowing exactly how to manipulate their views and emotions. The moderation team became a tool for our agenda. We systematically silenced anyone who got in our way, enforcing the rules when it suited us and ignoring them when it didn't. Elon Musk himself was deeply involved in these decisions, often joking about being black hat MAGA. What started as a U.S. election interference has now spread to other countries. We're currently doing the same thing in Germany and other European nations. The damage we've done is immeasurable, and I don't know if it can ever be fixed. The people don't know what's real anymore, and that's exactly what we wanted. The pilot program for the Eliza AI agent was election interference. Eliza was released officially in October of 2024, but we had access to it before then thanks to Mark Andreessen. I'm terrified to be writing this, but I had to speak up. I just hope that someone with the power to do something sees this letter. You'll know what I'm saying is the truth by Elon's actions to the news someone spoke out. For more evidence, look at the docs of Eliza AI agent software. We left breadcrumbs. Yours sincerely, a former employee who can't sleep at night. So then there's this, which I don't understand. I don't understand. And there's a GitHub link. So I have no idea. I can't. I wish I could find the. I'll find the Blue Sky post that shared this with me. But I thought this was really interesting. Oh, look completely real. Yeah, I think of some of the. Wait, let me catch up. Oh yeah, I think some of the classified documents Trump stole were SMRs, and didn't he give some of that info to a rich Australian businessman who ratted him out? Yeah, wasn't there something about that? At least we have a warning. Karen, tangled web weave, yes. Look, this looks completely real. Tom, open Substack. Oh, and I bet I read about it from you, gal. Oh God, I remember about SMRs, that businessman. I think he kind of blew the whistle. Thank you. The state mandated the mask wearing. Generating AI content through LLMs like ChatGPT requires a significant amount of power and water, with estimates a single query can consume equivalent to a bottle of water per request. There are many thousands of pro-Trump accounts on X just reposting. Those Trump trains were designed to scoop them up and boost content. As far as I could tell, they were in India. Yeah, I mean that all of that makes sense. Yeah, and they did. A lot of it disappeared after the election. Now it feels like a different landscape, doesn't it? Or to me, it does. It feels slightly different engagement. I don't get as much bot engagement on Twitter as I used to. Which, I never really got that much engagement anyway. But it's very interesting. So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. Let me go to this SMR. Now, we're all just talking about SMRs. We can't even handle it. Oh, okay. Oh, this is from August 13th, 2022. Hi, Paulina. How are you? Well, maybe we should read this. This looks interesting. Beginning in 2015, Flynn and his foreign allies wanted to control nuclear technology in the Middle East. This is from August 13th, 2022. Jim wrote it. There's little Mikey Flynn. I'm a little Mikey Flynn. Look at me. God, this is just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't believe we're about to see this again. How are we so stupid? How is everyone so stupid? How? Where is this? Do we even deserve anything? Do we deserve anything? Trump talks on the phone with King Salman of Saudi Arabia. This is fucking, That's the dirt that Lummox told Lindsay that the U.S. government had on him at the golf course. Really? What? That's the dirt that Lummox told Lindsay that the U.S. government had on him. What stuff that they had on him, Tom? Oh my God. I can't. Okay, well, let's read this 2022 piece and get caught up on this. Oh man. Not enough weed in the world, I don't think. According to the DOJ FBI, Donald Trump was storing top secret SCI documents in his Florida beach house, and apparently nuclear documents were part of it. As my research partner Gal Suburban discovered, the second to last executive order signed by Trump the day before the insurrection was this. Trump signed this executive order on January 5th. He clearly didn't write it. I broke out the language, and then I'll explain why I think Trump and his friends would benefit from U.S. government nuclear secrets. EO 13972, promoting small modular reactors for national defense and space exploration. Oh, what? Let me do this. Oh, man. Can you make it bigger? Can you make it? Oh, man. It's not going to let me do it. Okay. Well, this is the National Executive Order on Promoting SMRs for National Defense and Space Exploration. January 14th, 2021. Oh, just a few years ago. Section 1, purpose. Nuclear energy is critical to the United States national security. That's why I've taken a series of actions to promote the development and facilitate its use. On July 12, 2019, I signed a presidential memorandum entitled The Effect of Uranium Imports on the National Security and Establishment of the United States Nuclear Fuel Working Group, with the goal of examining the current state of domestic nuclear fuel production and reinvigorating the nuclear fuel supply chain. On August 20th, 2019, I signed National Security Presidential Memorandum 20 entitled Launch of Spacecraft Containing Space Nuclear Systems. What? Calling for the development and use of space nuclear systems to enable or enhance space exploration and operational capabilities. Well, he definitely didn't write that. Oh. Rah. Rah, 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 rah. Actually, I want to stick with this for a second. Under this action, the U.S. government will coordinate its nuclear activities to apply the benefits of nuclear energy most effectively toward American technology supremacy, including the use of small modular reactors for national defense and space exploration. Under this action, the United States government will coordinate its nuclear activities to apply the benefit. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The ability to use small modular reactors will help maintain and advance U.S. dominance and strategic leadership across the space and terrestrial domains. Whoop, whoop. We secretly gave the Saudis all kinds of nuclear plans. I can't. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore. I really am considering running away. That's real. Promote advanced, I don't know why. I'm just going to disappear. Promote advanced reactor technologies, including small modular reactors, guided by the following principles. The U.S. should bolster national defense exploration, enable private sector innovation. This is the important part. Private sector. Okay, let's go back to Jim's. All right. It's a fascinating document laid out clearly by Gal. Please read her thread. As I have mentioned, actually, let me go ahead and bookmark this. And I will remember. As I have mentioned, Trump's lawyer in this case is Mike Flynn's former lawyer in Afghanistan, ex-OAN reporter, Russian asset, Christina Bobb. Oh my God, you haven't heard about her recently. Hi, Teresa. It's good to see you. It's important to remember that while the Trump inauguration was underway, Mike Flynn was pushing through a deal that would transfer nuclear technology to the Saudis with indicted foreign agent Tom Barrack. Good to go. Mike Flynn, Inauguration Day, 2017. Yeah, it's like Sum of All Fears. Oh, okay. Maybe we need to watch that movie. Or maybe not. Oh, and then there's my favorite, Tom Barrack. Everybody got away with everything. Why aren't we upset about that? Why? I'm just very, very curious. The late great Elijah Cummings was very interested in Mike Flynn's efforts to push nukes into the Middle East with Russia. Here's a letter Cummings wrote to the head of the Oversight Committee, Trey Gowdy, on December 6, 2017, after Mike Flynn signed a cooperation agreement with the DOJ several days before. Trey Gowdy, today I'm writing to inform you about a whistleblower who has come forward with evidence that Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, within minutes of Donald Trump being sworn in as president, this was like written out, was communicating directly with his former business colleagues about their plan to work with Russia to build nuclear reactors in the Middle East. According to this whistleblower, General Flynn reportedly sent a key communication on Inauguration Day indicating that the project was now good to go and directing his business colleagues to move forward. If not, watch it on your own. Yeah, totally. Cummings wanted Gowdy to subpoena Mike Flynn and everyone else associated with the plot. For the reasons forth above, I ask that you now issue subpoenas to the following individuals and entity, seeking all documents, including emails and text messages, relating to General Flynn's foreign contacts and payments. General Flynn's disclosure of that information to the president or White. Imagine if we all turned our attention on the shitheads. Just imagine if all the people who spend their time making each other's life miserable turn their attention on actual people who are trying to subjugate and hurt others. Just imagine what we would be able to do. But no, we're sitting here fucking masturbating like a fucking society. And we're going for the shiny objects. I fucking hate everybody for the reasons I can't stand it. John Kelly, Mike Flynn, Bijan Keon, Flynn Intel Group, Alex Copson, Thomas Cochran, I don't know who those people are, Hewitt, McFarlane, Tom Barrack, and KT McFarlane, that bitch. Of course, Mike Flynn's Q PISOP pointed to his friend Trey Gowdy from the beginning. This is Q drop 3 out of nearly 5,000. On October 29, 2017, open your eyes, it finally came out. Rod and Bob were key players in the uranium scandal. Don't you think POTUS would be tweeting about removal given clear conflict? Why did POTUS meet Bob under the cover of FBI director interview? Bob is unable to serve as director per the law. Gowdy comments on Comey. Q, you guys are so dumb. I don't know. I'm just like, I give up. Mike Flynn was an advisor to several lobbying firms that were putting this deal together. Two notable figures that were involved were Reagan-Iran Contra rat fucker Bud McFarlane and RDML retired whatever Mike Hewitt, who's the co-founder of IP3, which was at the center of the plan. Mike Flynn, Russia, and a grand scheme to build nuclear power plants. Oh, Jesus Christ on a cracker. Hewitt was working with Kaspersky Labs. You know, remember them? The people that we decided were Russian agents, but we went ahead and rated their antivirus like the best in the world. Remember that? To help set the stage for a deal. Kaspersky has been subsequently identified as an arm of Russian intelligence. Yep. In case you missed it, here is United States versus Michael Flynn. Elijah Cummings did not wait for Trey Gowdy to subpoena anyone to commission a report on the Trump-Saudi nuclear deal. He produced this report in February 2019. Oh, I've never read that. That's good. I want to read that. The document is replete with details describing Flynn's involvement in the plan and the connections to Russia and other enemy states. For example, Flynn made 2 paid trips to visit the Saudis to boost the deal in June and October of 2015. It's a good time for a reminder that Mike Flynn was paid by NSO Group, who developed the Pegasus software that entrapped Jamal Khashoggi and enabled his murder by the Saudis. As a national security advisor for 24 days, Mike Flynn littered the National Security Council with his operatives, including Ezra Cohen-Watnick, Rich Higgins, and Devin Nunes' aide Derek Harvey. Through the first half of 2017, despite Flynn's resignation for lying about his contacts with Russians, Harvey continued to try and push the Saudi-Russia deal through at Mike Flynn's direction. Let's see. Despite the concerns of whistleblowers and National Security Council attorneys, and even after the president fired General Flynn in mid-February, Officials inside the White House continued to move forward on the IP3 nuclear plan. More than 5 individuals separately confirmed that Mr. Harvey stated during a meeting on March 2nd, 2017, "I speak with Michael Flynn every night." What do you guys say? Alex Copson, a former business colleague of National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who'd been pitching a Middle East nuclear project from his company, ACU Strategic Partners, reportedly bragged at an Inauguration Day event that General Flynn had sent him a text message that the Middle East nuclear project was good to go, and directing Mr. Copson to contact their business colleagues to let them know to put things in place. This description was provided by a whistleblower who attended the Inauguration Day event. At an organization, a week of January 21st, 2017, I can't give up. Maybe one more day. Yeah, maybe. At an organizational meeting with NSC staff detailed from the intelligence community and the State Department, Derek Harvey, the Senior Director for Middle East and North African Affairs at the NSC, and a top aide to General Flynn, stated that he had prepared a new strategy for U.S. engagement in the Middle East that developed a new regional economic and energy plan. He also stated that he developed this new strategy during the transition period in response to a request from General Flynn. During the same meeting, NSC staff explained that 2 NSC offices were responsible for economic and energy issues that subject matter experts at the NSC and departments typically work together to prepare and vet proposals for the president and his national security team. The staff also told Mr. Harvey that the Obama administration had prepared a transition memorandum outlining the status of ongoing U.S. energy and economic initiatives with countries in the Middle East. Mr. Harvey declined to obtain input from economic and energy subject matter experts at the NSC or cabinet departments. Instead, he asserted that General Flynn had directed Mr. Harvey to take charge of the new regional economic and energy plan for the Middle East, which would include dozens of nuclear power plants. Yeah, I know. I like my little mini dinosaur. She's a good egg. Skipping forward to today, the Russians are clearly watching this unfold and gloating and taunting the U.S. about the newest nuclear weapons developed by the U.S. being part of the Mar-a-Lago documents. I don't believe them. Seems to me that these documents are going to be about nuclear energy, which of course can be used to build nukes at a later time. See Gal's thread above. This is from Julia Davis, who's wonderful. Meanwhile, in Russia, Putin's mouthpieces on state TV are taunting America about the top secret documents sought during the raid of Trump's estate, which they claim had to do with the newest nuclear weapons developed by the U.S. and gleefully imply that Moscow already got to see them.
Оказывается, против Трампа расследуется дело о пропаже секретных документов из Белого дома, которые касались разработок нового ядерного оружия США. При этом, что это за оружие,
США.
что в итоге нашли в особняке у Трампа, на этот счет ФБР не сообщает. Хотя, очевидно, если важные документы и были, то их давно изучают в Москве. Чего искать-то?
Moskva. Speaking of the Russians and nuclear energy, the Biden administration needs to help us understand while nuclear... no one's going to help us understand anything, Jim. We're on our own. Who built the Saudi nuclear power plants and Flynn's Marshall Plan for the Middle East has escaped sanctions. Rosatom. The Rosatom exemption. How Russia's state-run nuclear giant has escaped sanctions. How'd that happen? Finally, I will refer back to this meme for broader context. MBS and MBZ are just as much a part of the plan to destroy global liberal democracy as Putin. The Saudis financed 9/11. Now they want to build nukes with Russia. Telegram CEO lives in the UAE, as does Eric Prince. Are we starting to grasp this yet? Arrest Mike Flynn. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why we don't arrest Mike Flynn. It would pollute the water. Yeah, I just... Boga niet. That's right. Yeah, I just... Oh, God. I just wonder why is it so hard for people to grasp that the billionaires and the rich people in this, these people really don't have your best interests at heart? Like, I'm not sure why it's so hard to grasp that and why that's such a threat to people's existence. Yeah, Tom. Joe knows all this, so I keep wondering why he didn't do anything over the last 4 years. Yeah, I don't think he did. I don't think he did do anything over the last 4 years. I don't think he did. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, time for another. What's a Stuxnet? What's that? I wonder. Hi, No. How are you? How you doing? Yeah. I don't know. It's just really, it's an interesting world. It's an interesting world where cruelty and stupidity end up ruling the day. I don't know. I wonder. I wonder about people. I just wonder. Okay, let's see. What else do I got here? I got a lot. Here we go. I wanted to read this. It is more than a month old, but I don't even care. I don't even care. How to survive the oligarchy. Stuxnet was the virus that attacked Iran's. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what those are. Hi, No. What's up, Neil? Hi. How are you? Good to see everybody. This is from November of last year. In the wake of Trump's unnerving appointees, the investigative journalist and veteran of the libel court offers pointers on coping in an age of surveillance. I don't think we read this before, did we? I hope we didn't. Now, remember, this was in November after the election. It's easy for us to get it. However, the misinformed right is another thing. They only believe the propaganda. It's kind of amazing, though, that people who claim to think that they're so, on top of shit, actually don't. I can hear what Steve Bannon et al. Want them to say. I can hear them saying it just as he wants them to say it. And it's really funny to me because if you go back and try and really fact check, they can't hold up anything. So, I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. All right. Let's just read. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. Last week, Donald Trump appointed a director of national intelligence who spouts Russian propaganda, a Christian nationalist crusader as Secretary of Defense, a Secretary of Health who's a vaccine skeptic. If Trump was seeking to destroy American democracy, the American state, and American values, this is how he'd do it. Journalists are first, but everyone else is next. Trump has announced multi-billion-dollar lawsuits against the enemy camp, newspapers, and publishers. He's announced those against everybody. Fucking everybody calm down. Jesus. His proposed FBI director is on record as wanting to prosecute certain journalists and individuals. Fuck off. Journalists, publishers, writers, academics are always in the first wave. Doctors, teachers, accountants will be next. I'm in a really bad mood. Can you tell? Authoritarianism is predictable as a Swiss train. It's already later than you think. To name is to understand. This is McMuskism. It's McCarthyism on steroids. Political persecution plus Trump plus Musk plus Silicon Valley surveillance tools. It's the dawn of a new age of political witch hunts where burning at the stake means data harvesting and online mobs. If that sounds scary, it's because it's the plan. Trump's administration will be incompetent and reckless, but individuals will be targeted, institutions will cower, organizations will crumble fast. The chilling will be real and immediate. You have more power than you think. We're supposed to feel powerless. That's the strategy, but we're not. If you're a U.S. institution or organization, form an emergency committee. Bring in experts. Learn from people who have lived under authoritarianism. Ask advice. Ooh, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. Nah, we all know. Do not kiss the ring. Do not bend to power. Power will come to you anyway. Don't make it easy. Not everyone can stand and fight, but nobody needs to bend the knee until there's an actual memo to that effect. Wait for the memo. Know who you are. This list is an homage to Yale historian Timothy Snyder. His On Tyranny, published in 2017, is the essential guide to the age of authoritarianism. That's right. Right there, all the time. His first command, do not obey in advance, is what has been ringing like tinnitus in my ears ever since the Washington Post refused to endorse Kamala Harris. In some weird celestial stroke of luck, he calls me as I'm writing this, and I ask for his updated advice. Know what you stand for and what you think is good. Protect your private life. The oligarchy doesn't want you to have one. Read Shoshana Zuboff's The Age of Surveillance Capitalism. They need to know exactly who you are to sell you more shit. We're now beyond that. Surveillance authoritarianism is next. Watch The Lives of Others, the beautifully told film about surveillance in the 80s in East Berlin. Act as if you are now living in East Germany and Meta, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp is the Stasi. It is. Throw up the Kool-Aid. You drank it. That's okay. We all did. But now is the time to stick your fingers down your throat and get that sick tech bro poison out of your system. Phones were, still are, a magic portal into psychedelic funhouse of possibility. They're also tracking and surveilling you even as you sleep while a Silicon Valley edgelord plots ways to tear up the federal government. Yeah, the lives of others. Why don't we do that? That's a good one. Listen to women of color. Everything bad that has happened on the internet happened to them first. The history of technology is that it is only when it affects white men that it's considered a problem. Look at how technology is already being used to profile and target immigrants. Know that you're next. Think of your personal data as nude selfies. A veteran technology journalist told me this in 2017, and it's never left me. My experience of discovery, handing over 40,000 emails, messages, documents to the legal team of the Brexit donor I'd investigated, left me paralyzed and terrified. Think what a hostile legal team would make of your message history. This can and will happen. Don't buy the bullshit. A Securities and Exchange judgment found Facebook had lied to 2 journalists. One of them was me. And Facebook agreed to pay a $100 million penalty. If you're a journalist, refuse off-the-record briefings. Don't chat on the phone, email. Refuse access interviews. Bullshit exclusives from Google's 2.0 will be a stain on your publication forever. Even dickheads love their dogs. Find a way to connect with those you disagree with. The obvious mistakes of those who find themselves in opposition are to break off relations with those who disagree with you. Text Vera Krikcheskaya, the co-founder of TV Rain, Russia's last independent TV station. You cannot allow anger and narrow your circle. Pay in cash. Ask yourself what an international drug trafficker would do, and do that. They're not going to the dead drop by Uber or putting 20 kilograms of crack cocaine on a credit card. In the oligarchy, every data point is a weapon. Download Signal, the encrypted messaging app. Turn on disappearing messages. Well, there you go. Remember, writer Rebecca Solnit, an essential U.S. liberal voice, emails, if they try to normalize, let us try to denormalize. Let us hold on to facts, truths, values, norms, arrangements that are going to be under siege. Let us not forget what happened and why. Find allies in unlikely places. One of my most surprising sources of support during my trials was hard-right Brexiter David Davis. Find threads of connection and work from there. There is such a thing as truth. There are facts, and we can know them. From Tamsin Shaw, professor of philosophy at New York University, can the skeptic resist the tyrant is one of the oldest questions in political philosophy. We can't even fully recognize what tyranny is if we let the ruling powers get away with lying to us all. Plan. Silicon Valley doesn't think in 4-year election cycles. Elon Musk isn't worrying about the midterms. He's thinking about flying a SpaceX rocket to Mars and raping and pillaging its rare earth minerals before anyone else can get there. We need a 30-year roadmap out of this. Take the piss. Humor is a weapon. Any man who feels the need to build a rocket is not overconfident about his masculinity. Work with that. That's mine. I'm number 19. They are not gods. Tech billionaires are over-entitled nerds with the extraordinary historical luck of being born at the exact right moment in history. Treat them accordingly. I love Carol. She makes me feel better. I really like her. If someone spied on my text, they'd seen my extensive cute emoji animated sticker collection. Yeah. Nope, I'm not going to hug it out with MAGA trash. No, I'm not either. Friend who grew up in present-day Ukraine said whenever they saw a line, they joined it, knowing there would be something scarce, valuable if it didn't run out before they got. Yeah, no, I remember that in Russia. in the 80s mostly. When I was there in 84, there was always lines. The grocery stores were empty. I mean, it really wasn't a very, enjoyable, like, kind of full experience. So, I don't know. I think I don't know if there was a McDonald's there at that time. I don't think there was at that time. I know there was some weird franchise, like a weird franchise or something like that. It might be tampons, might be boots, might be bread. It's all useful. Hi, Carrie. How are you? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, The Lives of Others. We should watch that. That's a good idea. I haven't seen that. I've passed by it, but I've never watched it. Let's see. I have another one. Yeah. Oh, this one is interesting. I think this came from you, Gal, if I'm not mistaken. Australian Institute of International Affairs. Did I get this? I think I got Emma Bryant from you, Gal, if I'm not mistaken. Dick McDonald's. Well, I remember having a cheeseburger and it was pretty good, actually. So, oh, this is old, but well, maybe I don't want to read that. I don't want to get us too. Actually, this is interesting. Now, this is Emma Bryant, Maven of Persuasion. Is she Australian? I think. Maybe not. I think Gal. I think I picked this up from something that you shared. So, I think that's the case. And this woman sounds really interesting. Lolo, is there anything that would make you feel better today, or do you need to make it a short day? No, I'm fine. Butterflies. I'm fine. I'll get over myself. Yeah, I want to. This one's interesting. All right, I think you can see it. Yeah. Oh, let me make it a little bigger. I'm gonna distract from the. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I haven't read this yet. I'm good. Glad to be off grid with my goats. Oh, Carrie, can I come and live with the goats? I just need to run away. I clearly don't fit in this world, so I'm gonna just run away. Happy New Year to all my Patreon members. Thank you for all your interest in my work and your support. I know 2025 looks daunting. You may be experiencing a mixture of emotions. Whoa. Stop it. A mixture of emotions about the year ahead, but it is important to not be shut down by fear or get overwhelmed. We need to think in practical terms about how to support each other and take on the challenge posed by an incoming Trump administration in the United States, authoritarian propaganda wars, and rising far-right parties trying to destabilize democracy around the world. But, yeah, would you please, Carrie, because I'll be there. She was involved in... Okay, so this is the thing, because we want to watch that Cambridge Analytica. Someone recommended the Cambridge Analytica documentary last week, too. Can't remember who it was. You were in Discord. I can't believe I can't remember who said that. But anyway, so thank you. This is so great. Thank you, Gal. I really am interested in this work. Okay. Let's see. She put out a new book. Wait. In addition, I confuse him. Let me just make sure I get oriented. And here we go. This is what I wanted to read. La 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 la. No, not yet. This is Emma Bryant's. Now, this is from September, but it's about Cambridge. It's disinformation. They're fun some of the time. I can imagine goats can be fun and then also challenging. I could see where they would be both. I could see that. Oh, I do love them, though. Let's see. Make us a little bigger. Nope. No, you can't. No. That's as big as it gets. Okay. On September 4th, this is 2024, the U.S. Department of Justice announced the indictment of 2 employees of RT, the Russian state-controlled media outlet, who allegedly engaged in a $10 million scheme to create and distribute content to U.S. audiences with hidden Russian government messaging. according to Attorney General Merrick Garland. The DOJ alleged that RT secretly used a firm based in Tennessee called Tenet Media to pay far-right influencers to produce and distribute videos in furtherance of Russian interests. Hello, Tim Pool is one of those people. Yeah. From 2016 to 2021, the Kremlin declared spending more than $182 million on lobbying, foreign influence operations, and propaganda to advance Russian goals in the U.S., according to Open Secrets. Now it's gone underground. Funneling money and narratives to unethical distributors may be an old-school intelligence technique, but it has flourished as a digital industry, as governments failed to fully investigate or quickly regulate the digital influence industry when they had the opportunity. That pressing but lost opportunity was following the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Ah, we're so dumb. We're so dumb. The digital influence mercenaries Russia is using to attack elections aren't your usual marketing firms, as explained in my recent book, Routledge, Handbook of the Influence Industry, co-edited with Vian Bakir. Russia and other malign actors have incentivized a network of connected influence industries, wielding techniques as diverse as they are shady. These digital influence mercenaries sprung up to offer coercive and covert methods that meet the demand of these unethical clients and also take advantage of the economics and affordances of social media. Obscurity and obfuscation may often be built into the business model. The Tenet Media example represents a kind of Russian operation that's designed in such a way that it would give anyone receiving the cash deniability and protection. Hello? For example, there were efforts to mask the true source of funding behind a fake European investor, Eduard Grigorian. The indictment does not accuse the influencers themselves of wrongdoing. Some of them, including Tim Pool, who's been called a January 6th election disinformation superspreader, put out statements claiming they were victims, duped by Russian deceptions. But it appears they did little to scrutinize the source of the funds and the information, because they were also provided with video clips and other things. In 2018, I played a role in helping expose the Cambridge Analytica scandal in a series of revelations pertaining to the now defunct firm employed by former President Donald Trump's campaign in 2016. I made recommendations to the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee and British Parliament that stressed the importance of regulation of influence firms to give stronger oversight, as networks of companies cannot obscure unethical practices, flaws of data, financial interests, or possible conflicts of interest with foreign powers, all concerns raised in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. And indeed, the 2020 final report of the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee's investigation into Russian active measures, campaigns, and interference in the 2016 U.S. election found that Cambridge Analytica had a degree of intersection with and proximity to Russia, and specifically Russia's intelligence services. To me, tactics described in this month's DOJ indictment were all too familiar, and the lack of action to curb the influence industry's bad actors all the more disappointing. What should be done? Lawmakers and regulators have been slow to take the action necessary to prevent future Tenet Media or Cambridge Analytica-like threats. More must be done. Regulating influence firms to curb their worst excesses is complex, but very achievable. It rests in part on industry-specific regulations like industry licensing, privacy, and transparency, and in part on anti-corruption measures. Industry licensing. There are already recognized codes of ethical conduct in some promotional industries, PR, for example. Yet little to ensure such standards across the increasingly diverse and networked influence industries that proliferate in our digital age. Policies regulating particular techniques or practices fall short of responding to the complex, multi-layered, adaptive deception that can be built into business models, business practices, or project designs involving, sometimes, chains of suppliers of unique services. As I have argued elsewhere, regulation on or professional licensing of the kind seen in many professions is also necessary for influence industry firms, whether those like Tenet Media that aim to finance and coordinate a strategically aligned army of political influencers, or like Cambridge Analytica, which provided data analytics or messaging for campaigns. This would apply to companies coordinating or funding deliberate influence operations across multiple outlets and or data sources. Professional industry licensing could be revoked on evidence of serious violations of ethical codes of conduct. That sounds like reasonable to me. Transparency and anti-corruption measures. In many ways, influencer marketing remains a lightly regulated space within a wider industry. Foreign influencers from countries like China have proliferated by lacing propaganda into content such as food and lifestyle. The issue of illicit talking points or funding raises particular problems where influencers present themselves as domestic journalists or independent voices of free speech. The Federal Trade Commission also requires influencers to declare sponsorships for products, yet there remains little transparency in politics, enabling a kickback culture that now threatens, arguably, the most consequential election in U.S. history. As others have argued, the FEC should require influencer transparency. But in reality, dark money is the old problem driving the murky economy behind our influencer age. Efforts to shed sunlight on money and flows in U.S. politics have never been more vital. Yet vital proposed transparency legislation, like the Disclose Act, for example, are bitterly resisted. Of course, new U.S. regulations do require beneficial ownership information for most companies, designed to disrupt money laundering and other illicit activities. But it remains to be seen how effective this will be for transparency and accountability. As has been observed in the context of lobbying, the piecemeal nature of regulation can mean interest groups employ strategies selectively from an integrated toolkit to take advantage of policy blind spots. This could be improved with greater cross-organizational government coordination or integration. The two indicted Russian nationals are accused of violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act in addition to money laundering. But the reality is that penalties for foreign influence operations remain an inadequate deterrent, especially when one considers the high stakes of swaying the U.S. election to Trump, which could halt aid to Ukraine and change the course of Russia's war. The maximum penalty for the most egregious FARA violation is 5 years in prison or a financial penalty of up to $250,000. Not exactly a deal breaker for the Russians. Penalties like these should be raised to a point where they disincentivize foreign influence. Privacy, algorithms, and social media power. Of course, Russia would have been unlikely to target these influencers had they not already amassed millions of followers spreading highly engaging conspiratorial disinformation narratives across social media. The algorithms of such platforms distort public debate. They promote the content that makes the platform the most money from engagement, like shares, eyeballs, data harvested for AI, while the free speech of less profitable users ebbs into digital obscurity. New regulations should aim to completely decouple the economy of social media from likes and user engagement, require AI to be opt-in, or prevent or disrupt the use of audience engagement data for recommendation algorithms or targeted advertising. Unfortunately, the progress of U.S. privacy legislation remains sluggish and cowed by big tech elites lobbying on AI. And now it's just fucked up. Now it's no. Now the horse has left the barn. The reality is that the consolidation of data and financial power in the hands of tech oligarchs is the greatest risk we face in terms of our vulnerability to mass social engineering, undisclosed interests, and manipulation. Digital despots reign in totalitarian ways, making no disclosures of their own financial interests or allegiances, foreign or otherwise, and with no incentive to explain their decisions. These elites craft our digital landscape like all-seeing data gods. For example, it was only through reluctantly unsealed court documents that we finally learned that the investors behind X's acquisition included Sean Combs and Saudi Prince Alawid bin Talal Al Saud, a level of transparency we should have around the ownership of such a significant communications platform by right. Conclusion. It's too late to put these measures into place ahead of the 2024 election. But given the history of the past 8 years, it's clear that future elections will invite the same kinds of exploits by foreign governments, likely including Russia, Iran, China, and perhaps others. Lawmakers and regulators should connect the dots from Cambridge Analytica to Tenet Media and see where the trend line is heading. The time to act is now. And ultimately, there is a limit to what regulation, whether industry or government administered, can or should do with respect to misleading voices. Other schemes, such as one considered in India, for example. No. No. Okay. Don't. Nobody touch anything. Okay, we're going to have to get through this, I guess. And ultimately, there is a limit. Okay, wait. There is a huge responsibility, which require individual influencers themselves to register as broadcasters for government regulation, raise issues of freedom of expression. There's a huge responsibility for educators, journalists, and other civil society organizations to help address these problems. While there has been a long debate over what journalism is, we are not sufficiently educating the public enough about a far clearer concept: what journalism is not. This is a very important point. Yeah, give it one, whatever. Google Play? No, Google Store. I don't know. While there has been a long debate over what journalism is, we are not sufficiently educating the public enough about a far clearer concept: what journalism is not. Yeah, Carla. There is no speech less free than that which is secretly paid for by an authoritarian state to meddle in a democracy. That doesn't mean all such speech should or can be banned or removed, but we certainly must be better prepared to discern it from journalism. I agree. I love that. I love that. I just love that. Oh, yeah, we read that. Oh, we read everything. Oh, my God. Quick. We're just quick. Where's my cats? Where are my cats? Everyone should give X 1 star on the App Store and Google whatever the App Store is for that. Well, that backfired. You never use the app browser only. Max, that's so good. I use apps for everything. Oh, thanks, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I used to love feeding my grandparents goats, Carrie. They'd see me approaching the paddock and come running. They're sweet and funny. Goats are very sweet. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. Carrie says goats love their people. They're cloven hooved dogs, really. Oh. Carla, Neil said you were cheating earlier. He said I was that, obviously. Not true. He said I was. That's obviously not true. That's how I imagine you saying that. Oh my God. Yeah, happy Monday. Fuck, man. What the fuck? I think we should just smoke some weed. Hope a cat comes in the cat frame. Where's the cat in the cat frame? Goddamn cats. Yeah. Wow. Neil and GP cheat on me. Gosh. I don't know. I'm rethinking everything. I don't know why. I'm just like rethinking everything. Not browser. Well, no, don't use the apps, Jane. According to Max, you should use a browser version of something and not the app, because the app is, I don't know. I guess I would imagine, does the app enable access to more data? Max, is that the case? I mean, I can see reasons why, but I'm not sure. Excuse the grammar. Yeah, I know, GP. Carla's really out of control. It's official. It sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, I wondered about that. Yeah, I would imagine that the apps, cultivate more data. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but that would make sense. I think the thing too is, how you always sign in with your Google? I wonder about that too. Although I don't have very much information on my Google account. It doesn't really have a lot of, it's a fake name. It's, like everything about it is fake. I don't even think I have the right birthday in there. I don't even know. Yes, the apps require more permissions. I think you're right, Max. I think they do access more of the data on the device that you're using it from. So I understand what you're saying. I don't trust anything. I don't trust anything either. I did get rid of my my Instagram, my Facebook accounts for the lounge. All of those are done. Those are gone, deleted. I think you can still see them for like 30 days or someone. But everyone here knows my real name. Maybe I'll be dog. It's not the doxing that is the most heinous thing. It's that you're using it to create harm. when you dock someone, it's like you're putting them on blast, and you're enabling a lot of fuckwads to come and fuck with people who you. And so there's also unintended consequences of doxing people. That is, like, people should be able to say when they want to say who they are, they should be able to own that. Like, who cares? What do you care about that? I'll DM my trivia cheating app. I know that app absolutely scrapes data. That app absolutely scrapes all the data. Carla's app is terrible. I hate how the healthcare insurer requires using their app. Yes, Max. And yet, if you change doctors, they still can't see your information. Okay, so something's still wrong. I'm so tired of that. So tired of transferring stupid data from one doctor to another. Like, now that I would actually like doctors to have my information. Could they actually have part of my information so I don't have to remember everything? Nah. Yeah, I don't know. Carla Bridge. Carla Bridge Analytica. Carla Lytica. That's okay. I used to get accused of that, Carla, when I first did when I had one of these people betrayed us, a person who acts like your friend and then turns around and fucking stabs you in the back. You know those people. I have a lot of those. I don't know why. Anyway, so this one person did that, and she used to think that I was, because I did the trivia game, that I was trying to scrape data from people. Which was hard because I didn't ask any personal questions as part of the trivia. I didn't recall any personal questions, but yeah. People say a lot of things to try and, like, Darvo and accuse you of shit. I get Darvoed all the fucking time. So I fucking hate everybody. How about that? How about I just hate everyone equally? So I think all of you. I'm not, actually. I should be, but I'm not. I can't even keep track of my own data. Okay? I can't keep track of my own data. That's it. I can't. Yeah. Oh my god. What a life. What a world. Do. The internet is worse than the brainwashing machine. Oh, this is great. I don't have an Atlantic. Oh, thank you. God, Cal, you're amazing. The internet is worse than a brainwashing machine. Oh my god. Um, this is an article from the Atlantic. Thank you, gal. I love you. Hold on. Whoops, where am I going? Is it there? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for this gift article. Anyone from Guay is in big trouble. Ooh, oh, ooh. YouTube asked me how I like the notification for your show, and I marked all the attributes. Paul J, thank you so much. Val, hi. I had 36,000 screenshots. 36,000? Oh my God. That's insanity. Lolo, imagine 20 degrees air temp and 25 miles. Oh my God, Tom. No. I don't think so. That sounds way too cold. Okay, I'm out. Why? Why are you? Don't. 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 Okay, nothing looks wrong. I have to go through this camera. Hold on. Oh, now I'm back. Okay. Well, I don't fucking understand what's happening right now, but okay, it's going in and out. Now it's back. Okay, well, I'm not gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Okay, well, I guess it decides it's going between different things. I can't even figure out why it's not stable. I really can't. Do a Marcel Marceau. No, I think I'm probably gonna end because then I'll figure out. I don't know if I need new equipment. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand why it keeps doing this to me. It doesn't give me a warning. I don't understand. Yeah, I know. Now it's better. I'm walking. Neil, let me fucking tell you. Every time I turn around, I walk against the wind. In my personal life, in my professional life, I am the world's biggest loser. So if you need some Schadenfreude, you just take a look over here. I'm your girl. All right, I'm going to try and read this, but I have no idea if the thing will stay. I mean, I love tech too, but this is fucking ridiculous. I'm kind of sick of it. Frankly. All right. Try to remember how you felt on January 6, 2021. Recall the makeshift gallows erected on the Capitol grounds, the tear gas, the sound of the riot shields colliding with hurled flagpoles. If you rewatch the video footage, you might remember the man in the Camp Auschwitz. Yeah, maybe I could get a Tenet Media. That's a good idea. Yeah, Paul, you're right. I mean, it's not a contest, but oh my god, my nose. Why's my nose running? Why's my nose running? How's my nose running? You might remember the man in the Camp Auschwitz. Don't leave me out. I won't leave you out. It does sound like a connection issue, but everything is fine and nothing is obstructed, so I don't really understand. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, the Camp Auschwitz sweatshirt idling among the intruders, or the image of the Confederate flag flying in the Capitol rotunda. The events of that day are so documented, so memed, and so firmly enmeshed in our recent political history that accessing the shock, imitate. Oh no, my darling Neil, I love you so much. No, you don't. No, I'm not insulted. Oh, you were thinking of Mark. I could do miming. I can mime shit. All right. The events of that day are so documented, so memed, so firmly enmeshed in our recent political history that accessing the shock and rage so many felt while the footage streamed can be difficult. But all of it happened. Men and women smashing windows, charging Capitol Police, climbing the marbled edifice of one of America's most recognizable national monuments in an attempt to overturn the results of the 2020 election. It is also hard to remember that, for at least a moment, it seemed that reason might prevail, that those in power would reach a consensus again. Donald Trump, whose baseless claims of voter fraud incited the attack. A consensus against Donald Trump. Senator Lindsey Graham, a longtime Trump ally, was unequivocal as he voted to certify President Joe Biden's victory that night. All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. The New York Post, usually a pro-Trump paper, the New York Post, usually a pro-Trump paper, described the mob as rightists who went berserk in Washington. Tech platforms. Okay, this is annoying. Sorry. Tech platforms, such as Facebook and Twitter, which had generally allowed Trump to post whatever he wanted throughout his presidency, temporarily suspended his accounts from their service. We believe the risks of allowing the president to continue to use our service during this period are simply too great, Facebook CEO Zuckerberg wrote then. Yet the alignment would not last. On January 7th, The Atlantic's David Graham offered a warning that proved prescient. Remember what yesterday's attempted coup at the Capitol was like, he wrote. Very soon, someone might try to convince you that it was different. Because even before the rioters were out of the building, a fringe movement was building a world of purported evidence online, a network of lies and dense theories to justify the attack and rewrite what really happened that day. By spring, the narrative among lawmakers began to change. The violent insurrection became, in the words of a Republican representative, Andrew Clyde of Georgia, a normal tourist visit. The revision of January 6 among many Republicans is alarming. It is also a powerful example of how the internet has warped our political reality. In recent years, this phenomenon has been attributed to the crisis of misinformation, but that term doesn't really begin to describe what's happening. Think back to the original fake news panic surrounding the 2016 election and its aftermath, when a mixture of partisans and enterprising Macedonian teenagers served up classics such as FBI agent who exposed Hillary Clinton's cover-up found dead. Academics and pundits endlessly debated the effect of these articles and whether they might cause belief change. Was anyone actually persuaded by these stories such that their worldviews or voting behavior might transform? Or were they really just junk for mindless partisans? Depending on one's perspective, either misinformation posed an existential threat for its potential to brainwash masses of people, or it was effectively harmless. But there is another, more disturbing possibility, one that we have come to understand through our respective professional work over the past decade. One of us, Mike, has been studying the effects of our broken information environment as a research scientist and information literacy expert, while the other, Charlie, is a journalist who has extensively written and reported on the social web. Lately, our independent work has coalesced around a particular shared idea, that misinformation is powerful, not because it changes minds, but because it allows people to maintain their beliefs in light of growing evidence to the contrary. Yeah, exactly. It allows people to maintain their beliefs in light of growing evidence to the contrary. The internet may function not so much as a brainwashing engine, but as a justification machine. I have been fucking saying this. It makes your worldview okay when people in power lie about things. It makes it okay to be a bigot. Oh my God. I feel stupid and ineffective. The internet may function not so much as a brainwashing engine, but a justification machine. A rationale is always just a scroll or a click away, and the incentives of the modern attention economy. People are rewarded with engagement and greater influence the more their audience responds to what they're saying, means that there will always be a rush to provide one. Which is why I have no one. This is why our show is so small. This dynamic plays into a natural tendency that humans have to be evidence foragers, to seek information that supports one's beliefs or undermines the arguments against them. Finding such information or large groups of people who eagerly propagate it has not always been so easy. Evidence foraging might historically meant digging into a subject, testing arguments, or relying on genuine expertise. That was the foundation on which most of our politics, cultural, and arguing was built. The current internet, a mature ecosystem. Oh, itchy eye. Itchy eyelid. Itchy eyelid. Okay. Oh my God. Hold on. I feel like Cassandra. Okay, the current internet, blah, 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 blah. A mature ecosystem with widespread access and ease of self-publishing undoes that. As the mob stormed the Capitol on January 6th, the justification machine spun up, providing denial as a service to whoever was in need of it in real time. Jake Angeli, the QAnon shaman, was an early focus. Right-wing accounts posting about the insurrection as it unfolded argued that these were not genuine Stop the Stealers because Angeli didn't look the part. This is not a Trump supporter. This is staged Antifa attack. The pastor, Mark Burns. Hey, gal, that's your friend. You rode in an Uber with him. The pastor, Mark Burns, wrote in a tweet that showed Angeli in the Senate chamber, which was then liked by Eric Trump. Other evidence followed. People shared a picture of Angeli at a Black Lives Matter protest that conveniently cropped out the QAnon sign he had been holding. People speculated that he was an actor. Others interpreted his tattoos as a sign that he was part of an elite pedophile ring and therefore, in their logic, a Democrat. The use of Angeli as proof that these people were not MAGA was just one of many such scrambles. Within a few hours, MAGA influencers speculated that one protester's tattoo was a hammer and sickle, proof of leftist agitation. On TV, a Fox News host argued that Trump supporters don't wear dark helmets or use black backpacks, so the mob couldn't be Trumpist. Fairly quickly, the narrative emerged that the attack was a false flag and the media were in on it. Conspiracists pointed to the timestamp of an NPR live blog that seemed to announce the riot before it happened as evidence that it was all pre-planned by the deep state, and neglected to note that the story, like many, had been updated and re-headlined throughout the day while retaining the timestamp of the original post. The famous footage of a Capitol police officer heroically leading the mob away from the door to the Senate was proof in MAGA world that Trump supporters were being coaxed into the Capitol by the cops. Similarly, images of officers overwhelmed by rioters and allowing them past the barricades were further proof that the insurrection had been staged. The real organizer, they argued, was the deep state, abetted by far-left groups. For a while, the rush to gather evidence produced a confusing double narrative from the right. In one telling, the riot was peaceful. The Trump supporters in the Capitol were practically tourists. The other highlighted the violence, suggesting that anti-fascists were causing destruction. Eventually, the dueling stories coalesced into a more complete one. Peaceful Trump supporters had been lured into the Capitol by violent Antifa members abetted by law enforcement instigators working for the deep state. The function of this bad information was not to persuade non-Trump supporters to feel differently about the insurrection. Instead, it was to dispel any cognitive dissonance that viewers of this attempted coup may have experienced and to reinforce the beliefs that MAGA faithful already held. And that is the staggering legacy of January 6. With the justification machine whirring, the riot became just more proof of the radical left's shocking violence or the deep state's never-ending crusade against Trump. By January 7th, Google searches for Antifa and BLM, which had not played a role in the event, surpassed those for Proud Boys, which had. In the months and years after the attempted coup, the justification machine worked to keep millions of Americans from having to reckon with the reality of the day. December 2023 polling by the Washington Post found that 25% of respondents believed that it was definitely or probably true that FBI operatives had organized and encouraged the attack on the Capitol. 26% were not sure. Conspiracy theorizing is a deeply ingrained human phenomenon, and January 6 is just one of many crucial moments in American history to get swept up in the paranoid style. But there is a marked difference between this insurrection, where people were presented with mountains of evidence about an event that played out on social media in real time, and, say, the assassination of John F. Kennedy, where the internet did not yet exist and people speculated about the event with relatively little information to go on. Or consider the 9/11 attacks. Some did embrace conspiracy theories similar to those that animated false flag narratives of January 6. But the adoption of these conspiracy theories was aided not by the hyperspeed of social media, but by the slower distribution of early online streaming sites, message boards, email, and torrenting. There were no centralized feeds for people to create and pull narratives from. This is interesting. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Exactly, GP. Bad eyes, bad everything. The justification machine, in other words, didn't create this instinct, but it has made the process of erasing cognitive dissonance far more efficient. Our current fractured media ecosystem works far faster and with less friction than past iterations, providing on-demand evidence for consumers that is more tailored than even the most frenzied cable news broadcasts can offer. And its effects extend beyond conspiracists. During this past election season, for example, anti-Trump influencers and liberal-leaning cable news stations frequently highlighted the stream of Trump supporters leaving his rallies early, implying that support for Trump was waning. This wasn't true, but such videos helped Democratic audience stay cocooned in a world where Trump was unpopular and destined to lose. I don't agree with that, but whatever. I don't fucking care. Nobody listens to me anyway. Spend time on social media and it's easy to see the demand for this type of content. The early hours of a catastrophic news event were once for sense-making. What happened exactly? Who was behind it? What was the scale? Now every event, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about this. It's really going to piss me off. Because the fire has just been too much. I think I'm going to end now. So I think it's, yeah, I'm going to end now.